chickens up here.
Oh, yeah, and baby ones too. Oh, they hatched.
Watch the rug.
Yay. Watch your step.
I know this guy.
What's his name?
Long arm Jim.
Really?
Well, that one arm's longer than the other. He likes to be called James.
Aw, the baby and the chicken. Medicine Wheel Garden. I guess the chicken lives in here.
Yeah.
Aw. They're well. Maybe.
More than likely is. There's a pulley up there, so lift the bucket.
Sewing machine. Oh, these are where they make
A loom, I think they were called.
the loom. Built early 1800s. This is how they used to live.
live like this.
There's a Coca-Cola bottle inside. Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Guess that's the bedroom up there.
Oh. Coffee grinder. This is where they cook their food.
Yep. That's the microwave.
That's the lights. Humphrey Murphy, Hollingsworth Log Cabin.
1791.
Secona Baptist Church, founded in Pickens. So this was a pastor's house.
Yep.
They lived in that little tiny house. Jeff.
Howdy, folks.
Howdy,
Good
folks.
to have you here at Hagood Mill.
Oh, this is the mill. They still use this to make stuff. Petrol beef. I got it.
You want this on video?
There you go, you donated. These steps are so narrow. You can see everything from up here.
So like she said, even the ceiling fan is belt driven
Wow.
somewhere here. There's a belt going there.
Uh-huh.
That belt
Yes.
hooks that belt.
Where's that belt? Yeah.
And also from there is a little shaft that runs this fan.
Uh-huh.
And there's a belt that runs that fan over yonder.
Wow, everything is done by belts.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
They
man?
didn't have electricity when they devised all this.
Yeah. This is a scale.
Yeah.
I remember those scales. Look, this piece, it's a fossil.
Yeah, that's cheese.
Cool.
This is the shaft coming in from the wheel. That's the belt we saw going up the
Yeah.
stairs. And these are the wooden molds for those steel gears. That's wooden. Those are wooden.
Wow. They look steel, but they're wooden.
They're wooden.
This is a nice place. That wheel. Yes, it is. With the windows open, it feels very nice. Petroglyphs.
My mom made a concrete bench like this. Had it in her backyard. Just like that. That could be it.
I guess you look at stuff in here. See what you can find. There's nothing.
Tiggy and Squeaky would use this.
Tiggy and Squeaky would like this. Museum. This is not a wooden building. Turkey. Is that a real turkey? Yeah, must be pachydermist. Taxidermist, not pachydermist. It says you can touch it. It's interactive display. Please touch.
It's not like it's going to talk to you.
Rock art. Which is the one that you said that you touch and then colors, like lights come out? Is it in there? Yeah, we're gonna go in there now a little bit. Yeah, vamos. Now here, please push the red button to start the program.
Do you see a red button?
There.
Welcome to the South Carolina Rock Art Center. Rock art is a term used to describe any carvings or drawings on rock. The carvings are called petroglyphs, and the drawings are called pictographs. Rock art, as well as drawings on skins, bark, and carvings on trees, are thought to be among the first attempts by humans to express their thoughts in ways other than verbal or sign language. Rock art is found on every continent except Antarctica. And some drawings in the caves of Europe and Africa that were created with organic substances, which can be dated, are tens of thousands of years old. This is Tommy Charles, and as an archaeologist with the South Carolina Institute of Archaeology and Anthropology, I led the archaeological investigation of this site in 2003. And for the next few minutes, I will be guiding you through this collection of petroglyphs. The first question visitors usually ask is, how old are these petroglyphs? We believe this rock art is the work of Native Americans. Of course, any assessment of the age of this rock art and the intent of their career is based on how the viewer perceives and interprets them. Admittedly, this approach is not particularly scientific, but until the future brings reliable methods of determining the ages of petroglyphs, perhaps it's the best we can do. However, we know that the roadbed that covered a portion of this rock was constructed in the mid-1820s, not long after the Cherokee ceded the land to the state of South Carolina. Notice the lighter portion of the rock. It was buried under the roadbed, and when the road was removed, a number of petroglyphs were discovered beneath. So we know these glyphs predate construction of the road, and that is a strong argument for prehistoric art. Why are these carvings here in this particular place? The truth may never be known, but there are possibilities. Let me set the stage for you with a story. During prehistoric time, a group of hunters or a family clan may have gathered along the creek bank near this rock. We do not know what compelled them to be drawn to this area. Perhaps they were seeking better hunting grounds, a special place of great energy and ceremonies, or simply to stop to rest while on a journey. In any event, there was something about this place that made them want to leave the message of having been here. A fire is built, tools together, and work begins, creating the first of what will become many figures depicted into the rock. What is the meaning of their carvings? A record of their passing and marker for those who may follow. Perhaps the human stick figures simply represent the number in their party. To some, these stick figures are like advanced scouts, because they are the ones that first caught the attention of Michael Bradley, who contacted the South Carolina Institute of Archaeology and Anthropology at Columbia. Without them, this discovery would not have happened. In that sense, these figures might be considered scouts because they led to the discovery of these petroglyphs. They are where we start our journey today. You may have already noticed that the word Thomas appears different from all the other carvings. The word Thomas is set apart by two things. It is written in the English language, and it was created by being scratched or incised into the rock. And those petroglyphs, believed to be prehistoric, are symbolic figures created by being pegged to the rock using a small hard stone. Those two methods were not exclusive to either prehistoric or historic peoples, but the great majority of petroglyphs in the American Southeast that are thought to be prehistoric were created by pegging. And most of those that are known to be historic were created by incising. Another fact is that almost without exception, peoples that lived during historic times carved their names, initials, or a date, signifying I was here. Thomas left his name for all of us, not a symbolic figure. There is a group of 3 stick figures. Some see these as runners. They could be running a relay between villages to bring news, or summon members to council. Others see these figures as playing the stickball game. We hear such a stickball game played to settle serious disputes between Native American tribes. Could these images be an account of such an event here in prehistoric times? Are all petroglyphs people? No, some are simply abstract figures, having no discernible or defensible meanings. Let's look to see if there are any examples of those in this site. Actually, there are several, and they are rather difficult to see. Prehistoric abstract petroglyphs are much like modern-day abstract art. See, it does not agree. There remains a mystery in all others. So it is with these abstract glyphs. We may never know. So each of you can decide for yourself what message their creator intended. Some visitors may wonder if all the human figures on the rock are male. Some figures are identified as male, some are undetermined. Let's look a bit more to the left on the rock and see what we find. This human figure is different from all the others. This particular form of a human is the only petroglyph of its kind that has been discovered in South Carolina. Here, the petroglyph carver took care of fashioning a rectangular design. Was this an attempt to depict a female? Historically, the Native Americans in this area included women in all segments of their society. For example, today it is not unusual for a chief of the Cherokee Nation to be female. One can imagine this image to be female, but then again, the intent of many petroglyphs, like beauty, is in the eye of the beholder. These 3 large petroglyphs at the lower left of the rock were among the last to be uncovered by this archaeological dig. They are unique because each person was placed inside a structure with a small cupola on top. One on the far left has some form of headdress that the others do not have. Why were these glyphs created in a manner so different than all the others? We can never know, but such mysteries are part of the fascination of these ancient works, and it frees our minds to create our own versions about when and why they came to be. I will tell you a story of long ago times, when the elders gathered families from the village around the nighttime fires. With rattles and chants, the elders told elaborate stories of a time to remember. Time when these human figures could move. It could happen only by fire. As the flickering fires turned embers, the little people embraced the warm, stirred from their slumber, and slowly, very slowly, came to life and began to dance. Let's see if we will dance again. Let your mind drift back to a time long ago. Feel the warmth of the fire. Watch closely and believe. They are dancing. I can see them. Believe, and perhaps in time or two, you'll see people rock dance. The importance of the South Carolina Rock Art Center is how very unique it is in the Southeast. Here, these petroglyphs are protected and treasured just as they once were during prehistoric times. People stood in front of them, saw each of these petroglyphs as marking a very special place, as we do today. Each time we view these carvings of the ancients, they tell us their story, but differently. It is our sincere hope that you have enjoyed your visit today and will return often. Because of the protection of the South Carolina Rock Art Center, these petroglyphs will dance in memory of generations to come.
Go. Is it safe to be on the side? Pickens store.
Okay. Call me anytime.
Look at that antique car. What year is that?
You know, that's like a late 40s, but it's got a bunch of stuff that is added on.
Cool.
The round ports and the fender, those little chrome tail fins. There's a plaque on the bridge.
Is it what?
There's a plaque on the bridge right here.
$1930. 1830 or 1930?
1920.
Built by Greenville Steel Foundry Company. Old bridge. Where are we? Remember? Where are we? Hagood Hills, right?
Oh yeah, welcome to Hagood Mill.
Hagood Hills. And this is the river. Here. And this is the mill. And this is the Jeff. Bless you. What is this place? Moonshine Still.
When they made it illegal.
The distillery. Corn squeezers for corn whiskey. Those were the bottles they used. Wow. They thought of everything. Blacksmith.
This could be old building. That there had trusses. That's an addition down
Oh.
there. This could be other than those folks look to be treated.
Blacksmith. They have electric stuff here. Yeah. Maybe it's for planting corn.